think the last thing I need to do is get this guy squared away so those lines are still kind of jammed up. I should have taken the plumbing off immediately, but didn't think about it, so now that's opened up, but the relief valve is completely jammed. So that's not news, but just looking at it, it's all my messing around and jamming TIG wire in there and everything else didn't do anything. Bloop. Okay, I think we got our passages cleaned out. So that's good. I guess the one thing I'm concerned about still is that the grease was coming out of, I think, is one of the plugs. So when they made this, they had to, yeah, it's got to be fixed. So if you notice, this has got a little brass plug in it, and that's meant to, you know, seal the hole because they drilled down this way and then drilled down this way to connect the passages and then punch that in there to plug it. But that is obviously not very plugged. So I think we're going to need to pull that out somehow and without a lathe make a new one. Or this one just looks like it's in there very crooked, so we may be able to retrieve it out of there and then be okay. We'll find out. So I think the way we're going to fix our problem here is rather than use a, you know, pressed in plug like that, I think what we're going to do is just tap it for 1/8 NPT, and then we'll just put a plug in to seal it up that way. I don't know exactly why Monarch wouldn't have done that originally. It seems like the better solution, but they didn't. It's a tense indicator, by the way, so I was just trying to get it fairly close to flat so that our hole that we're going to be making is perpendicular to that surface. Doesn't even need to be, but if we're going to do it, might as well do it right. I'm not going to worry too much about being perfect on position of this hole. It's really not that important. We'll try and eyeball it close, and that'll be plenty good enough for what we're trying to do. Literally just a plug. We're going to take it easy with this. This thing's held in here secure, but it's not the best setup. So I'm just going to go easy, make sure we don't break a drill. Oops. Wondering what's happening there. Had my stop set. Okay. Should be fine. Come on, you can do it. Yep, I think we should be good. Note that this is not the proper way to take a bearing out. So normally I would not do it that way, but because that bearing is going in the garbage anyway, I wasn't that worried about it, and I wasn't worried about damaging the pulley, so. If I catch some flack from the comments about it, that's okay. Yum, oh. I think we are just about ready to go back together. I'm still waiting on one bearing. It was shipped to me by the supplier, but then they weren't paying attention and the box did not match the bearing, so they sent me the right box with the wrong part. But we got our other snap ring out, and that was thanks to these brand new Proto internal snap ring pliers. Made that an absolute breeze. They're 16 inches long and will do over, I think it's 6.5 inch snap rings. These are, their free length or free diameter is like 5.85 or something like that inches, and so they're well within the range of that, and that made it a couple of seconds. So glad to have those for reassembly as well. And everything's pretty well cleaned up. Got all the grease and everything off of everything. I'm not gonna worry about polishing stuff up and making everything that's got kind of tarnished appearance to it to look like, you know, shiny chrome. It just it's not needed. So there's our new hole for the grease plug, and I ordered a couple of stainless steel socket drive or hex drive plugs. So that's a pipe thread, 1/8 inch 27. And anyway, I think that's just about it. We've got the belts ready to go. They're clean of grease, and about time to start putting this sucker back together. I thought I'd spare everyone from watching me do more cleaning and painting. Done plenty of that on the channel. But got this guy to where it is way good enough. The grease is all removed and cleaned it down to the primer, which was yellow. I don't know exactly what the yellow was, if that was just kind of the base coat that went on everything, or I don't know. Anyway, this guy's been cleaned up. I went ahead and cleaned the flanges as well with just a Scotch-Brite wheel, and just painted it the way Monarch did. For whatever reason, the headstock casting back there did not get painted, so I left it unpainted, as with the bearing caps. And otherwise, you know, I think it looks pretty good. It's going to be a lot easier to clean if I do need to get in here. I've taken a lot of provisions to make sure it doesn't get greasy, but it's kind of inevitable in an environment like that. So it's ready to go, and all our parts are ready to go. I've got, I think I have plenty of grease, and I've got some sealant for the pipe fittings. I mean, I've tried to be as prepared as possible given my delay with the bearings, so I should have everything ready to go. And tomorrow, when the USPS man brings me my replacement bearing, we will be able to get this thing back together and fire it up and see how it runs. Stay tuned for more action very soon.